Dear students, good day. Let us start our session with Geography, Unit 2, Weather and Climate. In this session, we are going to learn about importance of weather and climate, nature of the elements of weather and climate, and the instruments used for measuring weather elements. Weather. Weather is a day-to-day conditions of the atmosphere at any place as regards sunshine, temperature, cloud cover, wind fog condition, air pressure, humidity, precipitation, and such other elements. It refers to short periods like a day, a week, a month, or a little longer, and as such the weather changes from time to time in a day and one period to the other in an year. In the morning, the weather might be sunny with a clear sky in a place, and evening there might be clouds and rain. Similarly, the weather is cool in winter and hot in summer. Climate. Climate is generally defined as the average conditions of the weather of a place or a region. The average atmospheric conditions are determined by measuring the weather elements for a long period of time, which is usually for 35 years. The elements of weather and climate are the same. The climate does not change often like weather. Controlling factors of weather and climate: angle of the sun's rays, the length of daytime, altitude, distribution of land and water bodies, location and direction of mountain ranges, air pressure, winds, and ocean currents are the major factors which affect the weather and climate of a region. The earth is spherical in shape, so the sun's rays fall unevenly on the earth's surface. The polar regions receive slanting sun rays. Hence, there is little or no sunlight. Thus, there is an extreme cold winters. Vertical sun's rays fall directly on regions around the equator. Hence, the climate is very hot and almost no winters. The difference in temperature makes the air and water move in currents. Warm air rises and creates more space for air beneath, while cool air settles down. Elements of weather and climate: temperature, rainfall, pressure, humidity, and wind are the major elements of weather and climate. Temperature. Temperature is one of the key elements of weather and climate. The earth and its atmosphere get heated from the sun through insolation. The degree of heat present in the air is termed as temperature. Apart from sun's rays, the heat in air also depends the atmospheric mass to a small extent. Temperature varies with time due to changes in the level of radiation which reach the Earth's surface. This is due to motions of the Earth and inclination of Earth's axis. The temperature influences the level of humidity, the process of evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Heat energy from solar radiation is received by the heat through three mechanisms. They are radiation, conduction, and convection. The Earth's atmosphere is heated more by terrestrial radiation than isolation. Factors affecting the distribution of temperature: latitude, altitude, nature of land, ocean currents, prevailing winds, slope, shelter and distance from the sea, natural vegetation, and soil are the major factors which affect the distribution of temperature. Measuring temperature. The temperature of a unit volume of air at a given time is measured in scales like Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin. Meteorologist measures the temperature by the thermometer, Stephenson scale, and minimum and maximum thermometer. The energy received by the Earth through insolation is lost by outgoing radiation. Atmosphere is mainly heated by outgoing radiation from 2 to 4 pm. So the maximum temperature is recorded between 2 to 4 pm regularly and minimum temperature is recorded around 4 am before sunrise. Mean temperature. The average of maximum and minimum temperatures within 24 hours is called mean daily temperature. Diurnal range of temperature is the difference between the maximum and minimum temperatures of a day. Annual range of temperature is the difference between the highest and lowest mean monthly temperatures of a year. The distribution of temperature is shown by means of isotherms. Isotherms are imaginary lines which connect the same temperatures of different places. Heat zones of the Earth. The fact that the Earth is spherical in shape results in different parts of the Earth getting heated differently. Based on the heat received from the Sun, Earth is divided into 3 heat zones. Torrid zone. It is a region between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. This region receives the direct rays of the Sun and gets the maximum heat from the Sun. This zone, known as the torrid or the tropical zone. Temperate zone. This zone lies between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere and between the Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere. This zone gets the slantic rays of the Sun and the angle of the Sun's rays goes on towards the poles. Thus, this zone experiences moderate temperature. Frigid zone. The frigid zone lies between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole and between the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole. This region also known as polar region since it receives the extreme low temperature throughout the year. These regions are covered with snow. Rainfall. Rain is a liquid water in the form of droplets that have condensed from atmospheric water vapor and then become heavy enough to fall under gravity. Rain is a major component of the water cycle and is responsible for depositing most of the fresh water on the earth. It is a source of water for all the purposes. There is a close relationship between the temperature and rainfall distribution. Generally, rainfall is high in the equatorial region and decreases gradually towards poles. Rainfall is measured by rain gauge. Air pressure. The weight of air above a given area on the Earth's surface is called atmospheric pressure or air pressure. The air pressure is measured by barometer. The standard air pressure at sea level is 1013.25 millibars. At the Earth's surface, the air pressure is 1.03 kg per square centimeter. The variation in standard atmospheric pressure is found both horizontally and vertically. Based on the level of pressure, it is classified into low pressure and high pressure. Low pressure area is an area in the atmosphere where the pressure is lower than its surrounding areas. In this situation, the wind from the surroundings blow towards the center of low pressure. High pressure is an area of atmosphere where the barometric pressure is higher than its surrounding areas. In this case, the wind from the center of high pressure blows towards the surrounding low pressure areas. Low pressure system is marked as L on weather map, whereas the high pressure system is marked as H. Low pressure systems are also called as a depression and cyclones. High pressure system is called anticyclones. Low pressure leads to cloudiness, wind and precipitation. High pressure leads to fair and calm weather. Isobar is used to show the distribution of air pressure. The distribution of atmospheric pressure is controlled by altitude, atmospheric temperature, air circulation, earth rotation, water vapor, etc. Measuring air pressure. Barometer is used to measure the air pressure. Barograms are used for recording continuous variation in atmospheric pressure. Humidity. Humidity refers to the degree of water vapor present in the atmosphere in gaseous form in particular time and place. It ranges from 0 to 5% by volume in atmosphere. Climatically, it is an important constituent of the atmosphere and its quantity depends on the level of temperature. So the level of humidity decreases towards poles later. Humidity is expressed in different ways. There are three types of humidity. They are specific humidity, absolute humidity, and relative humidity. Specific humidity. It is a ratio of water vapor content of the mixture to the total air content on a mass basis. It is expressed in grams of vapor per kilogram of air. Absolute humidity. It is a mass or weight of water vapor present per unit volume of air. It expressed usually in grams per cubic meter of air. Relative humidity. It is a ratio between the actual amount of water vapor present in the air and the maximum amount of water vapor it can hold at a given temperature. It is expressed as a percentage. Relative humidity affects human health and comfortness. Very high and very low humidity are harmful to health. It is also affects the stability of different objects, buildings and electrical applications. Measurement of humidity. Hygrometer is used to measure the humidity. Wind. The horizontal movement of air is called wind. Vertical movement of air is called air current. The winds move from high pressure to low pressure. Winds get their name from the direction from which they blow. For example, wind blows from southwest is called southwest wind. There are three types of wind system. They are planetary winds, seasonal winds and local winds. Planetary winds. Planetary winds are the ones which blow almost in the same direction throughout the year. So they are called as permanent or planetary winds. Seasonal winds. Seasonal winds are those which change their direction according to season in a year. They are called monsoon winds. These winds blow from sea to land during summer and land to sea during winter. Local winds. Local winds are the winds blow over a small area only during a particular time of a day or a short period of a year. Measuring wind direction and speed. Wind vane or weathercock are used to measure wind direction. Wind speed is measured by anemometer. Wind rose is a diagram used to represent the direction and periods of prevailing winds on the map. Triple register is an instrument which records wind speed and direction, sunshine and precipitation. It also provides graphic representation. In this session, we learnt about importance of weather and climate, nature of the elements of weather and climate, and the instruments used for measuring weather elements. Thank you.